What's up? My name is Ken Dumbo, the MC with the sauce. Don't forget to subscribe to Jake.
Greetings to you, fellow citizens. I'm back again. I am your brother, Binwell Mpundu, elected member of parliament from Kano. Today, I would like to address the UPND. Imo ba UPND, inenshami pata. I don't hurt you. In fact, if you go by what I say to you, nalimitemo, I actually love you. Because somebody who loves you will tell you when you are making mistakes. And had you been listening, today you would have become better at leadership. Because let's face it, Imo, you are amateurs at leadership. You are novices, politically. And therefore, your job would have been made simple if you had been listening. Today I want to address you over the issue of the energy sector. I have been questioning you from day one over the policies you have been employing in regards to the energy sector. I'll start with the fuel subsector. You made a decision, a very reckless decision in UPND, to step out of the sector, the fuel subsector, to allow it to be run completely by the private sector. I warned you from day one that there is no sane government in the world that has allowed the fuel subsector, let alone the energy sector, to be in the hands of the private sector. Because the private sector can manipulate you. In the wisdom of Kaunda, he established Tazama and Indeni. The idea was government must be in full control, but of course allow the private sector to also have a share in that sector. The reason why Indeni was built and Tazama was for government to be in control. We buy the crude or the commingled fuel. It is transported to reduce cost via a pipeline, Tazama. It goes into Indeni for separation. When the commingled fuel goes into Indeni, it used to create a number of advantages or benefits. Number one, it produced the heavy fuels that used to be given to Ndola Energy. Ndola Energy would produce 105 megawatts. Indeni had the storage capacity to give us at least sufficient stocks for 3 months. And you know, Tazama also employed quite a number of our people. So these were strategic institutions that would allow government at any time to be in control, number one, of stocks. Because when a ship docks and the commingled fuel is separated in Ndola and stored, the storage would give us sufficient fuel needs for at least 3 months. And we're not talking about one fuel product. We are talking about diesel, we are talking about petrol, we are talking about jet fuel, we are talking about kerosene, and also the byproduct, which is heavy fuel, which used to be given to Ndola Energy. That was a strategic thinking by our forefathers Bakeke. Imomo Aisalelo, you decide to give your friends that pipeline, Tazama. You even convert it to just carrying one product, the finished product, diesel. Or in the name of gifting your friends, your business colleagues. We warned you that you cannot transform this pipeline. What we needed to do was basically work around the problems of Indeni and, take it to the level we needed. Particularly, there was a need for a hydrocracker. A hydrocracker would have answered all the problems that was at Indeni. And we should have spent money. Government spends money on sectors like the fuel or the energy sector. Because if you don't spend money, you are going to be vulnerable, as the case is now. Today, when you check around, there's a looming crisis of fuel. Right now, as we speak, there are serious shortages of fuel everywhere you go. Now, what this does is that those who have the fuel are now going to start manipulating the citizens by selling the product at a very higher price. The experts have predicted that we have less than 12 days of fuel. Exactly what I told you. Kaunda would keep our stocks at most at 3 months. When ba PF abene mutuka ulense de baishide, they started building more storage capacities across the provinces. We already have one in Solwezi, we have one in Lusaka, we have one in Chipata, we have a number in Mansa, there is one. These strategic fuel reserves were being constructed by PF just so that we can increase the storage capacity of our country. Because peradventure, if we have trouble in Tanzania where we are getting our fuel, it would spell doom on our country. That is why we need to have sufficient stocks at any time. What sufficient stocks do is also when there's a price change at the international market, you already have enough reserve and the price won't be affected. Price change won't be affected there and then. That was the rationale of establishing Tazama and Inden. And that was a rationale by your previous colleagues to continue, improving the storage capacity of our country. Imomo Aisa, you decide to change your policy and allow the private sector to be completely in charge of the fuel subsector. Mukaleke chalo chikalubane beyond repair imoba UPND. Alamule umfwa kwa banenunga bale mieba. Some of us have been there before. Some of these decisions that were made for the betterment of our country. Mule ipusha, learn to consult. Look at what is happening in the electricity subsector. Okay? Because today, it is not fashionable to continue blaming it on the weather. You cannot continue blaming it on drought. Some of these decisions you are making is what is resulting in the challenges our people are going through. I'll give you an example. We were warning you, don't sell all the maize because you need that maize. Because there was a prediction that ukabama drought. Imwe with excitement, you can't even account for the revenues of that maize. Okay? Look at what is happening today. Your people now are eating toxic meal. I'm driving a point of ukula umfwa, amatwaya, ukumfwa, abaneno, abaendapo. Learning from those that have walked this journey before. This electricity subsector, look at the way you are jumping, flip-flopping. No, we have a deficit of 1,300. No, today we are buying, we are importing. No, we have recorded, 290 megawatts. No, Mamba has come in. Even when you make these statements, you cannot even come and say, look, we are this deficit. We are importing 450, so to actually reduce load shedding up to these hours. Look, we have recorded 290, the hours are further going to be reduced. Look, Mamba has brought in 150 megawatts. Look, there is a reduction in load shedding hours. It is not even correlating. Ama statements mulepanga, they are not even making sense, which is why some of us can clearly read between the lines that this is a scam. Somewhere, somehow, some people are benefiting from this, crisis that you have deliberately created in the energy sector. Yes, we do understand there is drought, which has affected the generation of power, especially in the hydropower stations. But definitely, guys, you are missing the point and you are not being sincere. You keep exporting power in the midst of a crisis. You keep exporting maize. You are exporting, power. Your businesses are dying. Abama Baba Shop, they are closing businesses. Abama Saloon, they are closing businesses. Industries are shutting down. You keep exporting power. And you want to say, ni drought ilengede. You want to say, ni climate change ilengede. It's your poor approach to governance. Elelenga ifintufile lubana for the common Zambian person. So my message to you this morning, isule nyama tuwa UPND, ambeni ukumfa kubantu. Ambeni kusakamana abantu, stop caring for your own bellies. Because most of these decisions you are making, they are decisions to enrich yourselves. They are not decisions that are meant to better the lives of the people of Zambia. No. Because had it been so, you would have otherwise been listening, you would have otherwise made better decisions. So this morning, I'm just here to remind you, ukuteka abantu takwanguka. But ukuteka abantu kulanguka when you open your ears. Bumano njikwatire mwalaleke chalo chie beyond repair. Sometimes you think that I like to talk. Yes, it is my gift That is why I'm in leadership, to talk for the people who can't speak for themselves. But I'm here telling you and reminding you, there's a greater responsibility on your hands to do what is right for the sake of the Zambian people, not for the sake of your business partners, not for the sake of your business interest. Do what is right for the sake of the Zambian people, and posterity is going to judge you fairly. Enjoy your day. Thank you very much.
Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, J Cool, and turn on the notification bell, cause I'm gonna see you in the next video.